What's good to all you nomads out there? What's really good? Like, what's really good? Like, what's up? I'm working on an intro, but I think that's a pretty good intro. Not like that, but you know, what's really good. Sorry, I'm new at this. This is my first YouTube video intro for YouTube video, and I'm doing great. So yeah, my name is Mike, aka the Nomad, and thank you for watching me. Thank you for hopping over. I know a lot of you may be from TikTok, or you may know me as the Spoken Nomad or Spoken Nomad. It's the same on all my socials. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure to click that notification bell so you know whenever I post. I think that's what YouTubers say. Go check out my socials, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Spoken Nomad. They're all the same. And you'll just get to see a little bit more inside of what I'm thinking and the future projects I may hint that I'm working on, etc. So thank you for all the support. I wanted to talk about this YouTube channel, about my direction for it, because this is long overdue. I've been saying that I've wanted to start a YouTube channel since I graduated high school in 2019. And I just never, I don't know, I never got around to it. I mean, I published a book, the Exodus Poetry Collection on Amazon, but I still haven't done this. And, you know, I started out on TikTok. You know, I was just making videos, and I got this idea to start this YouTube channel. I don't know how long TikTok is going to last. And, you know, we all know what happened with, you know, Vine or Musical.ly. If you don't know what that is, exactly, right? Because they don't exist anymore. So I want to start a YouTube channel, and I did. So I mainly am going to post poems because I'm a poet. I love poetry. And I'm going to just be, you know, sharing my journey with all of you. And the poems that I post, like I said in the bio of this YouTube channel, I want it to be something that is a positive impact. Obviously, I'm going to be talking about different things, or hard things like suicide prevention, heartbreak is a big one, you know, self-love and that kind of stuff, like things, you know, relatable things that we go through in our lives. And I just want to keep in mind that a lot of the things that I talk about are note to self. I say in one of my videos, Arm in a Cuff, if you haven't checked that out, I say I'm here with you, and I mean that. You know, I am not some expert. I'm not some certified college grad. I'm not a college graduate. I'm not a licensed, you know, mental health expert. I'm not a spiritual guru. I'm just a poet from Kansas City. I'm just some guy who is small now, but hopes to make a positive impact in the future. And I don't know, poetry started out for me as something that was just always an outlet. You know, growing up, I just felt more and more like lonely, I guess you could say. Like, there wasn't anybody like me. Like, I'm that person. But no, I just felt like, I don't know, that I didn't fit anywhere. Like, I'm a nerd, but I'm not a nerd. Like, I'm an athlete, but I'm not an athlete. You know what I mean? Like, I just never fit in with a crowd. So I was always alone. And poetry for me started way back, I'd say back to like the summer of 2014, when I was just journaling about my life. And it got to a point where that journaling became art, you know, and I became more and more interested in learning about the English language, picking up on slang, you know, being creative. And it is kind of embarrassing because people know that I wrote a book. People know that I'm good with words, but it's like, people ask me, they're like, who's your favorite author? And I'm like, I get a lot of my inspiration from music, because a lot of music is poetry. So I listened. If you've seen, if you went on my YouTube channel, you've seen I've done a couple of covers of Drake's. So Drake is one of my favorite artists. I like listening to Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Earl Sweatshirt. If you haven't listened to Earl Sweatshirt, I would recommend listening to his music, because, especially if you're into poetry, because he paints this uh, picture. He's very good with imagery. He said in a song once, he was like, I held the note, the pad up, gave it ears, and said thank you. Like, but anyways, people ask me who my favorite author is, and I'm just like, I get a lot of inspiration from music. I've been reading James Baldwin lately. I have this huge book. Hang on. This book that I have yet to tap into, Langston Hughes. I just finished I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, Maya Angelou's memoir. I read some of her poetry. Another poetry book that I've read. Her name is Sophia Tukur. Sophia Tukur. Somebody Give This Heart a Pen. This one spoke to my heart. This one made me like, it made me want to approach poetry in a more personal way. And I think hopefully as I progress throughout my journey, I am more fearless. I'm more unapologetic. I'm more raw. I'm more real. I'm more me. And I'll reveal more stuff about my life as time progresses. And that's what I want for this channel. I want this to be a personal journey. I want to see my progression. I want to see how I'm influencing the world. I want to see change. You know, I don't know. I just love poetry, and I love making people smile. I love making people laugh. I like making people think, because a lot of my poetry, I understand, is provocative. It's not like, a lot of it is not like some nursery rhyme, although I do like to rhyme sometimes. See? But yeah, you know, a lot of these poems, like I was saying earlier, are it's me basically, I'm talking to the audience, I'm talking to you right now, but I'm also talking to myself. And I do that a lot. And that's probably why I'm making this channel, because I was like, I say a lot of insightful things to myself when I'm like, because I sit in my room and I talk to myself, or I'm in the car, or I'm, you know, it's an awkward moment when someone walks up on you talking to yourself. You're just like, you know, but, you know, you just, I don't know. I've learned not to really care, because I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not like crazy. Like that Kevin Hart bit where he was like, you hungry? I can eat. Like, it was just me though. And no, I'm not like that. It's not like that. I talk to myself because I like to rationalize my thoughts. And sometimes I hope you can relate. I wonder how many people can relate, you know, how, you know, it's so cloudy in your head, and you might not have anyone to talk to at the time. So you just talk to yourself. And I be talking to myself, and I be saying some pretty insightful stuff. So why not put that in poetry form? Why not start my own YouTube channel? So yeah, so I guess the point of this video, I know that was a long intro, but I wanted to talk about what is a nomad, or what a nomad means to me. Because I know I've been calling you guys nomads. I refer to myself as the nomad. Like I said, my name is Mike, aka The Nomad. That's my poetry name. But I wanted to talk to you guys about what a nomad means to me. And it started out very surface level. Like, I like to travel when I can. You know, I haven't been to many places, you know, but outside of the Midwest. But I would like to travel. That's kind of my dream. You know, I want to write poetry, of course, be a spoken word artist, and traveling the world, or at first the United States, because there's so many like places I want to go to. You know, being in the United States, like California, Arizona, Las Vegas, New York City, Texas, you know, Florida, all of the places, you know, Minnesota. just so many places in the U.S. You know, traveling around the country, impacting the people with my voice, and eventually the world. Like I love to travel. You know, it just brings new perspective on life, and you can always find poetry wherever you go. So, you know, it started off very surface level, and then as I was creating the Exodus, my poetry collection book available on Amazon, um, I realized throughout making that the a nomad to me means someone who is searching for themselves. You know, I think a lot of us may be able to relate. We have been, or currently are, still are, and we always will be at a place where we're always trying to better ourselves and get better. And I always feel like I can always get better, and that I am always on a search to be a more fearless me, a more confident me, a more relatable me, a more, you know, outspoken me, a more helpful, giving, serving me. Like I I'm always striving to be better. And I think that's what attracts me so much to personal development is, you know, everyone's rooting for each other and, you know, trying to make people realize and understand that there is something greater inside of us. And I want to unleash that in myself. You know, I don't want to be in this place because I've struggled with sadness and loneliness in the past. You know, I've possibly ruined opportunities and let friendships go because I didn't believe that I deserved them. You know, high school was kind of rough for me, and not like that I had any bullies. I say that my biggest bully was myself in high school. You know, I didn't allow myself to really be open to the crowd because I was so closed off inside. You know, I was so just afraid to be myself, and part of me still is afraid of that, you know. But I hope that as this journey continues, I can realize that, you know, my crown has been waiting for me the whole time. You know, I will always be a person who overthinks, a person who's flawed, a person who makes mistakes, a person who is unforgettable, a person who one day plans to be legendary. That's the person that I want to embody. And so that's what I want with this YouTube channel. And as a nomad, I think a nomad is a person who is a bit of an outcast, or, you know, kind of goes outside the crowd, you know, to find his own people, to find his way to impact other people. You know, a nomad is someone who, you know, is influential in a positive way. It's someone that is trying to rediscover who they are, because I was enlightened. I've been listening to this podcast. His name is Trent Sheldon. I've been actually following him since high school. Trent Sheldon. I'll link his information in the bio. I've been listening to the Straight Up podcast and on Spotify or Apple. It's on either one, wherever you listen to your podcast. And he gave me some insight the other day about purpose. And he challenged his listeners to think of purpose in a different way. You know, we often think of purpose as we got to find purpose outside, find it outside. This is purpose. That is my purpose, you know. But really what we're searching for is, quote, and I may have been not saying this in the right way, or, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but finding placement in how we can live our life in the most effective way, right? So if I say that my purpose is writing and poetry, then I'm really saying that this is how I can use my life the most effectively to impact others. And but purpose, he was saying that it's more about rediscovering who you are. You know, we are purpose because we were already created with purpose, you know, with this omnipresent, this intuition inside of us that knows exactly who we are, that knows exactly who we should be, that just knows we are purpose. And it makes sense, we are influenced from the womb. We get out the womb and we're told that this is who we are. We're given a name, we're given faith, we're given, our, like, we grow up and we're influenced by music and social media and TV and teachers and friends and parents and brands. Like, we're so influenced to the point where, our thoughts may not even be ours. Like, how often, and this is just kind of a side note, but how often do you, like, hear something about someone or something, and then it makes you not look at it. It makes you look at it differently without even, like, judging it from yourself, or like actually getting to know it, or searching the facts. We often come to conclusions based off other people's perspectives. And I think that's so true. The point of purpose, the point of finding yourself, isn't finding yourself necessarily in outside of things, external things. It's rediscovering who you are. I like to use the analogy of getting back to your inner child, because if we know anything about children, I like to say that children are one of the most purest forms of human beings that we have on this planet. I don't think I realized at the time just how much potential, how much, like, life I had as a child. Children are so fearless, and they'll walk up to anyone and just say anything. It's just, children are fearless and just unapologetic and aren't afraid to just be out there. And I remember that as a kid, just being just unapologetically myself and being fearless. So yeah, I think that that's what purpose is, and that's what a nomad is rediscovering who we are as people and impacting people along the way, picking up things that we can use as tools to help us, having people we can impact and who have impacted our lives, and it just becomes a movement of people in love with personal development. I'll always be searching for a better me, like I was saying earlier, and hopefully with this YouTube channel, I can plan on doing just that. I can look back on this and say, wow, this is what I wrote during a time of this. I was really struggling with this at this time, and I wanted to turn it into a positive message. So yeah, to recap, I think a nomad to me is, when I call you guys nomads, I'm calling you guys rediscoverers, if that's a word. We are rediscovering who we are as people. We are getting back to our true selves. We are being unapologetically fearless. We are getting back to that child that wasn't afraid to show themselves off to the world. And I think as we get older, some people have that ability, and I think we all are, like, attracted to that. We tend to be attracted to people who are, or hang around people who just seem fearless. You ever like around someone for their energy? Like, they're just like, they'll just say whatever, or just like say what's on their mind. Like, I love people like that. I love people who aren't afraid to be themselves. Because I think that is so important. So yeah, that's what I want for this YouTube channel. That is what a nomad is to me. A person who is searching for themselves, again, rediscovering who they are, while impacting people and getting help along the way. Because I think that self-care, that help, that community, that's what I'm trying to build here on this YouTube channel. This community of cool, down-to-earth people. We're nomads. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to search to get back to ourselves. So thank you so much for listening. I'm grateful for every single one of you. If you're watching this video, my name is Mike, aka The Nomad. My social medias are Spoken Nomad, at Spoken Nomad, across TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Thank you. And don't forget to check out my book if you get a chance. It's in the bio of this video. My book is called The Exodus Poetry Collection by Michael L. Morrow. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. Godspeed.